Welcome in, everybody. It's the Bearded Brocher here. Today we are bringing you the Edwardian spiral tutorial. These beautiful spirals are great for pan holders or any kind of decoration, such as pots, pans, plant holders, etc. This tutorial is unofficially brought to you by Lovecrafts. Lovecrafts was very kind and they sent me a care package of yarn. What we're going to be using today is paint box yarns, and this is the color palette Gobstopper. So the very beginning step is going to be creating a slip stitch, and with this, the very beginning steps is going to be worked in the round. So you'll need a crochet hook, some scissors, and you'll also need a darning needle for the very end when you're weaving in your ends. So first and foremost, to chain a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After you have 10 stitches, then you're going to slip stitch to the very beginning stitch right here, and you will be creating a magic ring. So as you see right here, you've got a magic ring. What I tend to do after I have this is this tail end, since it is not needed, I will cut off just a little bit of it. I'll leave a little bit so we can weave in, because you will want to weave it in versus just cut it off at the very beginning or at the very front of it, because otherwise it will fray. So, okay. Once we're right here, first thing we're going to do is we are going to chain a total of 4. So this will be your first double crochet with a chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. After you've got a chain 4, you're going to do a total of 11 more double crochets with a chain 1 inside the ring. So 1 with a chain 1, now you have 11 double crochets into the ring. What you can do is you'll count this very beginning, which was your first chain 4, count from here all the way around and make sure you have 12 stitches or 12 double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So after you have 12 in total, on the very beginning chain of 4, slip stitch into the third chain from the bottom, slip stitch, and that is the very beginning of your foundation. So beginning of row 1, now what you'll want to do is you will want to chain a total of 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now you have 13 stitches. Count 4 stitches down from the hook. So don't count this stitch right here. So count starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, you're going to do a double crochet into that stitch. And then the following six stitches, you will do 2 double crochets in each stitch. So 6 stitches with 2 double crochets in each stitch. So 1, 2, let me get some more of this. Next stitch. 3, crochets in the last 6 stitches will make 12. So once you're right here, now what you're going to want to do is, this is your very first spiral. You will look down on your magic ring and you will see this chain 1 space right here. There's a chain 1, chain 1, chain 1. The very first chain 1 space, do a double crochet. Double crochet. From here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you have 7 stitches. Turn your work, so just flip this over, and you're going to be working in the back of these double crochets that you just did on the previous row. This is going to be the pattern that you will follow over the course of the next 11 spirals. So count 7 double crochets on the previous round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The stitch on the very top right here, work a double crochet into there. Then you're going to chain 1. The next double crochet you're going to skip and then go to the next one. Double crochet. Followed by a chain 1. Do the same thing. Skip the next double crochet, go to the following one. Double crochet into there. Followed by a chain 1. Followed by, then skip that next double crochet into this last one. Double crochet into that. And this time, instead of chaining 1, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. After you chain 4, you're going to take this and you're going to turn your work once again. Boom. And you're going to work into these chain 1 spaces right here. You'll have a total of 3 double crochets from here over to the chain 7 space that you created. So double crochet into this first chain 1 space. Double crochet. Chain 1. Go to the next chain 1 space. Double crochet. Chain 1. Go to the next chain 1 space. Double crochet. Chain 1. And then now what you're going to want to do is in this chain 7 space, you're going to want to do 13 double crochets into this chain 7 space. So and what you'll notice is you can actually slide these double crochets over on that chain 7 space. I'll do my 13th stitch into the chain 7 space. After you have 13 total double crochets in that chain 7 space, you're going to look down on your ring again and you will see another chain 1 space. That chain 1 space, you're going to do another double crochet into that chain 1 space, and this sets you up for the other round. Same pattern. Chain 7. After you chain 7, you're going to turn your work once again and work into the stitches that you just previously did, the double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, you're always going to go 7 stitches, 7 double crochets in and work there. So after you do this, do a double crochet, chain 1, skip a double crochet, chain 1, skip a double crochet. Then you're going to complete this pattern over and over again until you have 12 total spirals. And once you get to your 12 spirals, we will meet back and we will finish up your Edwardian spiral. So I'll see you guys there. Alright, so I am actually moving on to my 11th spiral, but I want to slow down a little bit and go back over the technique. Just make sure you guys are getting it, and you know it's the same for every single spiral, so I just want to be sure you guys are getting it. So after you have double crocheted into the first chain 1 space, you're going to make sure that you're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn your work, so you can just flip it all the way over, and you're going to be working on the previous row, the back side of the previous row. So where you did those 13 double crochets, you're going to count 7 double crochets in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can see that you can slide them along that chain 7 space. So the very top loops right here, you're going to double crochet into that 7th one in. Following the double crochet, you're going to chain 1. You're going to look back down at your double crochets. You're going to skip the next double crochet and go into the following one after that, into the very top, and double crochet again. So double crochet, followed by a chain 1. Once again, skip that next double crochet and go into the following one, double crochet into that top stitch, and then the last one you're going to chain 1, and the very last double crochet into the very top, and instead of just a chain 1, you're going to do a chain 4, which counts as your first double crochet on the next row. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, once again, you're going to turn your work, so flip it back over, and so now you're going to work into these next 3 spaces with a chain 1 space and double crochet. So double crochet into that first one, followed by a chain 1. Go to the next space, double crochet into that next space, followed by a chain 1. The last chain 1 space, do 1 more double crochet into that, followed by a chain 1. And then next you're going to be moving on to the chain 7 space. From here you're going to do 13 double crochets into this chain 7 space. So 1, 13. After you have 13 double crochets into that chain 7 space, once again you're going to find the next chain 1 space down on the bottom of your ring, and you're going to double crochet into that chain 1 space, the next chain 1 space. Double crochet, and then from that you're going to do another chain 7, and 7. This is going to be your last spiral. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will be your 12th spiral. So after you chain 7, again, once again, turn your work into that back side. Count 7 double crochets in the previous round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double crochet, followed by a chain 1. Skip the next double crochet and go to the next one after that. Double crochet, followed by a chain 1. Skip the next stitch, go to the following one, chain or double crochet, chain 1, go to the next stitch, or skip the next double crochet into the last double crochet that you're going to be doing on this one, From here, you're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. You're going to chain 4. From here, you're going to turn your work once again and work back into those chain 1 spaces. So 3 double crochets into the next 3 chain 1 spaces with the chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then now you're going to be on your last chain 7 space and 13 double crochets into that chain 7 space. So 1, 13. Alright, so from here, this is where things are going to change slightly, because this was your last spiral, and we've had that pattern of going into that chain 1 space. However, now what we're going to do is, since we already have 12 spirals, we don't need to go into that chain 1 space. What we need to do is, on this, the very beginning spiral, we did that chain 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take from the end of our 13th double crochet, we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd stitch up on the very beginning spiral. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to just slip stitch into that stitch right here. Like so. Then what you're going to do from here is you are going to turn your work again, work 7 slip stitches into the following 7 double crochets. So slip stitch, slip stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After you have the 7th slip stitch, if you don't do what I just did, so after the 7th slip stitch, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to count as your first double crochet, and like the other ones before, what you're going to do is you're going to skip that next double crochet, which is that one. You're going to skip this next double crochet, go to the following one, double crochet into that stitch, like so, followed by a chain 1, skip the next double crochet, go into the following one, double crochet into that, followed by a chain 1, and the very last one, what you're going to do right here, double crochet, just like kind of before, double crochet, but instead of a chain 1, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work. Now, just like before, work into these following 3 double crochets right here. Following chain 1 space, double crochet, followed by a chain 1. Next chain 1 space, double crochet, followed by a chain 1. The last chain 1 space, double crochet, and from here, what you're going to do is you don't need to do any more chains. All you need to do is the very beginning chain that we started on right here, the very top of it, you're going to slip stitch into this top. I tend to slip stitch into the base right here, and so what I will do is I will actually slip stitch right into here, like so, and this brings your work together to form that last final spiral. And then from here, you're going to end off. And then the following step, what you're going to do is, this is a preference from me. You can leave it as that if you wanted to in completion. But take your unicorn scissors, or any scissors that will do, and cut off the strand, pull the working yarn out, and then get your darning needle. What I tend to like to do is I will take my darning needle, and to hide the ends, I'm going to actually use this to bring this base right here, since there is a little bit of a gap. What I tend to do is I will go down into that double crochet right here, and I will go back to the base of this stitch, and this will bring it together. So I will stitch through that like so, and that just brings it together, you know. And then from there, again, just hide your end, weave your end in somewhere. I tend to go on the base right here. That's, again, a preference. If you're using a variegated yarn like this, I would suggest go into a similar color if you can. But once you weave your ends in, I don't know why I'm struggling at this, but once your ends are weaved in like so, what you'll find is clip the excess off. And that, my friend, is your completed Edwardian spiral. So it's a lot of steps. It's pretty intensive, but once you're complete, it's pretty beautiful, and you get into the pattern of it. But one suggestion I will make is, if you're going to use these for your stovetop pans, you know, after you're done cooking, or if you want to put it on your countertop, I would not suggest using acrylic yarn. I would suggest using a cotton yarn like this. This is a cotton yarn spiral, and I would use this, that way it does not melt under the heat. But acrylic is good for any kind of placement, holder, coaster, anything like that. But that is it, guys. That is the complete Edwardian spiral tutorial. If you guys have any questions whatsoever on, you know, something I did, or if you're confused about something, please reach out to me, and I will do my best to correct the confusion. Once again, I will be doing a tutorial once every single week, and it will be a new pattern. That way we can learn together, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Again, I want to thank Lovecrafts for for sending this yarn out to me to try out. Go to lovecrafts.com for all of your yarn and crafting goodies. Have a great day, guys. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Have a good one.